Hi, I'm Ellen Horan, President and CEO of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I'm here for this week's Member Spotlight with TJ Huckleberry, who is Executive Director, brand new Executive Director of the Berks County Medical Society. Welcome, TJ.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, I was really surprised to see, I thought we were old, being 100 years old. The Berks County Medical Society, was it like 190? Years old?
It's well, I think 1824. This big plaque that's up there next to my desk that reminds me how much history there is.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you've been on just a little bit of time?
Yeah, not as much as the plaque was, but
yeah.
yeah, I've only really been here for about a month right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, why don't you tell us what you've learned so far about the Medical Society?
Well, thankfully, I've learned that I have a very, very active board. I have I spent some time with the PA Medical Society, which is technically kind of our partner and a little bit of an umbrella over top of the Berks County. And everyone I talk to there and everyone I talk to that's affiliated throughout the state says how lucky I am to be affiliated with this board. We have such an active community of physicians and that really want to just advocate and take the ball and run with it with a lot of issues for Berks County physicians.
Well, I think, you know what, that's typical of Berks County.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, people want to be engaged and involved and they want to make a difference,
absolutely.
Which is nice. But so what does the Medical Society do? Is it all doctors that are members, I assume?
It's physician-based. I could give you the mission statement, but it might be too vague. But basically what we really are looking for is to advocate for both physicians and patients for what we feel is the best practices and the best policies for physicians, not just for Berks County, but in the state. Again, we're advocacy and outreach driven, so we want to be, and luckily, I get to be the voice of the physicians here in Berks County, and to try to tackle multiple policy issues or issues that are facing a physician.
So what are some of their key issues?
Well, the hot button issues right now is essentially there's the medical marijuana, which is not just a state issue but a federal issue, and there's everything facing the new Obamacare and issues that arise from that. There's several things coming down the pike that I would imagine that are either attributed to some of the state-run policies that are coming through or the federal policies that can affect that I've only been here a month, so I really haven't really delved directly into those issues yet, nor do I have an executive board meeting that really to go through there. But we're facing a lot of issues, especially for private practices, and how they can better serve not just the physicians but the patients. So
good. Now I know, one of the things that keeps a lot of our members awake at night is workforce-oriented issues. Does the Medical Society get into that at all? Like the profession, kind of the healthcare profession in general.
The profession itself, yeah. There's the advocacy part is to try to keep a higher standard and keep physicians again at a higher standard, especially with the Medical Society. The other thing that I think that you can probably tie into with the business-related community is, we're also feeling, the growing pains and adapting to a lot of the new, generational gaps and trying to fill in. We're trying to bring in a lot more of the younger physician. Much like I would imagine bring in younger clientele, we're trying to bring in the newer generation and try to bring in not just the breath of fresh air, but they have a whole new perspective that a more senior physician might not have, that may not be addressed yet, and trying to make them understand that we can advocate, we can network, and we can do a lot of things to serve a younger physician. Right. So. I can at least tie that back into the chamber. Yeah.
Well, you should certainly have a good leg up in eventually getting to know all of these issues because you had worked for the Pennsylvania Senate.
Yes,
for a number of years.
Yes, for both Senator Opake and Senator Schwank.
Now, did you work on policy issues or constituent issues?
Oh, a little bit of both. I was more, and luckily I think this is why they brought me on, I was more of an advocate and did advocacy on the local level. My last post was for local government and PennDOT roads and issues with that, which I kind of find does attach itself to it, because it's not just the policies that were found in both a local government or a state government and how it affects that, but it also kind of lends its hand back to a physician, that there's the meat and potatoes part, but there's also a policy-driven part,
right?
So an advocacy part as well.
For sure. Now, I was also interested, as I was scoping out your LinkedIn account, that you have your Master's in Public Administration,
yes,
and I was very interested in your thesis, which was on Main Streets.
Yes.
So I would be interested in reading that, actually.
Oh, I'd be happy to give it to you. You might be the third one to read it, besides me and my professor.
And your professor.
So.
No, but so much the vibrancy of our region is absolutely essential in our quality of life, and being able to attract top talent, and being able to attract the physicians and specialists that our community needs. We need a vibrant community. So what conclusion did you come to in your thesis, since I haven't read it yet?
Well, in short, because again, it was not a short paper, but I really explored how affordable and a Main Street program can be. And whether you're looking at it, the goals would either be to drive the community forward and be a community catalyst, or to make it an economic catalyst, and trying to find the balance.
Okay.
And I find that, especially in Berks County, that's really, you could plug that into almost any equation and you'd find it. Especially in Berks County, because we do have such a lineage too, like the Berks Medical Society, that you're trying to adapt you're trying to adapt the new and the old together, and trying to find a balance.
Right. Bringing it back to the Medical Society, I get that you're there to service the physicians primarily, but it looked like there was also some community outreach as part of the organization.
We would like to grow on that.
Okay.
We do have a community base. We have events. We do have throughout the year we do have events that that are open to physicians, but we also want to make events that are more educational for the community as well. That's something that we're very much looking forward to do, and I'm very much looking forward to do, is get ourselves more out in front of the community, and make not just the physicians aware, and patients in our neighborhoods aware of what we stand for and what we're available to make available for everyone.
One of the things that's underway right now that I know the Medical Society is represented by Dr. Baxter in doing a community health needs assessment.
Yes.
And that way we're hoping to identify what are some of the areas where our community could be shored up in creating more of a healthy population.
Absolutely, and that's very important to us, because then we, as physicians and myself, we know exactly where the hot button issues are.
Where can you focus some efforts?
Absolutely.
Good. Well, welcome to the new position.
Thank you very much.
We're very happy to have you there, and happy that the Medical Society is a member of the Chamber, and look forward to seeing you out and about, as we're also very engaged in policy issues as well.
Looking forward to working with all of you, and I'm definitely looking forward to the challenges that my new job has.
Good.
So, thank you.
Very good. Thank you for coming today.
Absolutely.